Kia ora everyone, my name's Mrs Wallace. I'm the director at Tairawhiti Museum and I also sit on the Historic Places Tairawhiti Committee. Usually at this time of year I'd be preparing to lead a military history walking tour around Gisborne, but as that's not possible this year, what I thought I could do as we approach Anzac Day is talk about some of the sites on my neighbourhood daily walk that relate to the military history story of Gisborne in the 20th century. So the first building I'm going to talk about is the one behind me here. It's the Army Hall on Fitzherbert Street. So the first building on this site was the Garrison Hall. When it opened in 1908, it was one of the largest single-span buildings in New Zealand. It was used for military purposes, such as musketry instruction, in parades. It was also used for political meetings, memorial services, exhibitions, concerts, celebrations, flower shows, balls, boxing matches, bazaars, carnivals, gymnastic displays and roller skating. In this photograph you can see the Garrison Hall in the background with the Peel Street Bridge under construction. In 1931 the hall caught fire. It was rumoured that it was an arson, but an inquiry failed to establish the cause. It was the biggest blaze ever seen in Gisborne. In this audio clip, Emily Ledger recalls the event.
Oh yes, I can remember the Garrison Hall fire, which was when of course I was more or less grown up. We woke up with all the noise, went out, and when we got to McLean Street, Ormond Road corner, the flames were leaping up the air. There was all coloured lights coming up from the fire because there was a lot of paint there. And the ammunition started going off, there were shots, explosions, the trees over the road were catching fire, the firemen were running around putting out fires that were starting on the surrounding houses. It was a most spectacular fire. Well, after everything had subsided and all the remains had cooled down, the little boys from near and far came around and collected the burnt out rifles. They could never ever be made to work, but the little boys had a wonderful time playing cowboys and Indians with these burnt out rifles, and then a very stern notice appeared in the local papers. Anyone found in possession of rifles from the Garrison Hall will be prosecuted unless they are returned immediately. So there was a big procession of little boys in our area going down to the Waimata River and throwing these old rifles. And I often wonder if perhaps sometime in the future, if these rifles are dredged out of the river, how the historians will explain it.
It was 10 years before another drill hall was built. Construction of the Army Hall began in August 1941 and was completed in 1942. It was designed in a late Art Deco style by F.K. Forge and brought all the administrative needs of the army under one roof for the first time since the fire. During the Second World War, it was used to store some of the 50,000 bales of wool that had accumulated in the district. Like the Garrison Hall, the Army Hall continued to be used after the war years for all manner of community events and activities, and today it's occupied by a number of community organisations and businesses.